What's up, y'all? Welcome back to today's video, or if you've never been here before, welcome to my channel. I am Bennett and I'm an FPV drone pilot, standing for first person view drone pilot, and I've been flying these little drones around for about 6 to 7 months now. And one of the things that I've wondered myself is how to advance from a beginner to a more advanced pilot as quickly as possible. And I say that there are 3 criteria that can really help you advance. That's going to be stick time, production, and flow. If you can master those, then you can definitely see yourself stand out from the rest of the crowd. Okay, so criteria 1, stick time. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about how much time you can spend per week going out and trying to fly. But maybe not even going out and flying, because sometimes that can be really hard for some people. But I just say you can start super simply by just getting yourself a controller, which I'm assuming you'd have if you're a beginner FPV pilot, and a computer. And then all you have to do is just download a simulator. It could be free, you could buy one, make it give you like a little bit better realism for the simulator. But I'd say that's a super great way to get much more stick time. I personally found that I was gaining so much skill so much faster whenever I started flying a simulator. For the first like 4 months of me flying, never had a simulator, I was flying pretty well, I'd say. But the moment I downloaded a simulator and started playing it more, just up the skills by so much. So I'd say that's a really great way. But maybe you don't even like have a computer and don't have those resources. If you have a phone that you're watching this video on, you can download a completely free simulator and just start flying there. Just stick time is key. So yes, a simulator can be great for stick time, but what's even better is flying your real drone in real life. So I'd say try to give yourself like any way that you can fly a drone consistently. It doesn't have to be every day, it could be every other day. Some people even just fly on weekends so that they don't get burnt out, or maybe that's just whenever they can. I'd say build yourself a plan to go out and fly as consistently as possible, and that's going to help you grow so much, give you a good amount of stick time, but just consistency is key. Alright, so the second thing I was talking about was production value. And that can mean a lot of different things, but what I'm thinking of whenever I'm saying production value for a video is going to focus on mainly what your camera settings are. And so personally, I run a GoPro Hero 11. You might run something different or that same thing. But I'd say look up different tutorials, and if you want me to make a tutorial, let me know in the comment section down below. But just focus on those settings. Get good settings before you take off. Don't rush yourself. That can really up your flying. Because you can see some people, they could be flying pretty well, but if their camera settings are bad, you're not going to want to watch that video all the way through. So I'd say focus on that. A great way to get good production value through your camera settings are going to be using ND filters like these. These are the Camera Butter ND filters. Not sponsored. I'd be okay with that though. Camera Butter. But yeah, so I say get yourself some ND filters and look up the best like settings for using different like filters with your specific camera, and figure out how to make your camera look the best it possibly can. Okay, so last but certainly not least is going to be flow. Now, flow is a very widely used term in the FPV world, and some people don't fully understand what it is. And I'd say it's your ability to have all of the tricks in a line linked together as well as you possibly can get them. Because sometimes you watch people flying, they can be doing all these flippity flops, but whenever it's just a flip and go somewhere else, do another flip, that's not really flow. Flow, you're going to want to take tricks and not really know whenever they end. It's like a roller coaster. You can't have a roller coaster in the middle of a line, just start doing this. It needs to all link together like it's on rails pretty much. Now, the best way I have found that you can get flow is going to be having a spoiler on your drone. Now, I'm just kidding. But I'd say it works pretty well. Okay, but for real, the best way I have found to kind of have flow is whenever I'm trying to link together lines. It's not really manhandle the sticks whenever you're trying to fly the drone. Just kind of let the drone and yourself just fuse into one. And I'd say flow, the great thing about it is that it is the purest form of pilot expression. It is an art form in itself. So whenever you're flying, kind of wherever the drone ends up at the end of that one trick, just keep going with it. Don't like fight it, manhandle the sticks, make it go somewhere it's not trying to go. Just kind of work together as a team, as a bond, and just express yourself however you feel like flying. Okay, so now I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by putting together the stick time that I've worked on having the production value in the GoPro settings, and having the flow from trick to trick all in just one line. And that's going to be what I'm going to show you in just a second here. It's kind of an example of what you can look for, or just kind of how I fly personally, but you fly how you fly. That's why it's called freestyle. Hope you guys enjoyed that flight that I just showed you as kind of like an example of how I personally fly and what I was talking about today. But I'd say the main thing is just go out and fly. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. But if you liked today's video, you learned anything, or you just want to support me, please like, subscribe, comment down below how I could do better, what type of videos you want in the future. But yeah, hope you enjoyed.